Time to buy some chips then. All right, time to get to work. I just went live on YouTube. Yeah, I think card games can be fun. It depends though. I'm not like crazy about them. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't spend like 5 gajillion hours on them. I don't play them on mobile or whatever. But you know, from time to time, just messing around in it. Why not? All right. Last time we were here, we worked on the little icon thingy, right? Let me look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. 24 hours later, see if we cooked or not. Did we cook or did we not cook? Let's see. We'll find out.
Shit my pants, I did.
We're about to find out if we cooked. Or if we got to go back to the oven. Andrew, thank you for the prime. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. The only one that I find weird is the rat one. The rat infestation being here is a bit weird. I also got to figure out how do we make it more interesting when you're carrying a big item. I guess we don't need to make it interesting. You added waypoints? No, it's just whenever a task is broken, it will appear at a distance. Just as a way for you to know where something is. And so players aren't like 24/7 running around trying to figure out shit. Yeah, there's a radius. And it only appears obviously when the thing's broken and whatnot. Coffee. Oh yeah, me too. Oh shit. Dude, water's getting everywhere, man. Don't make it too big, otherwise it's too much hand holding. It is it's kind of like an experiment. Ah! Why are there big ass train cars now? I haven't checked in a while. We enlarged them. Oh my god. So then that way there's a little bit more exploration. And so you don't encounter a monster like 24/7 all the time. Just makes it a bit more interesting. Oh, look at that. Car 1 has something broken. I guess we'll just go to car 5 anyways. Maybe encounter a werewolf, you know? I don't know. Oh, hey, look at that. Speak of the devil. Yeah, the only problem right now... Uh-oh, he's about to see me. Go! I didn't hold the door. Get off me! Whatever. I didn't want to show that the feature anyways. Wait, when you die, it should advance to the... Okay, we gotta do that today. I don't know if I did. It should be on the board, or it should be on the task board. When you die, instead of it restarting the entire run, it should advance you into the station. basically. Gasoline. Yeah, I feel like the little icons through the walls that appear I think is good. I think we discussed potentially making it so at certain difficulties they disappear. So if you're in a higher difficulty, then they'll disappear and they won't be there. I still do need to add sound effects and little like indicator stuff for stuff though. That's definitely something I need to do for some tasks. Hopefully we'll do that. Hopefully we'll get that done. Can I send a landmine through the... Don't think I can send a landmine through the item delivery system. Unfortunately. Is it just one task broken right now? Anyways, today, I want to do some big, very important UI stuff. He spawned on top of a car. Oh, poor guy. He's literally stuck there. I want to do some important UI stuff. Like, when you die and all of the players died, showing a UI that shows a summary of the run would be good. Should the players lose money if they all die? Yeah, so see, we have this icon. And then it becomes a check mark. I don't know. I think that's the flatbed. We gotta fix that. Let's fix that right now. Just so I don't have to ever look at that again. We have a lot of errors. Guys, lot of things going on in here. Lot of things, lot of stuff. Lot of little errors. Delta? Is it a fear train? What do you mean by fear? Are they able to respawn teammates during a run? Currently, no. I would love to figure out ways of doing that. But currently, no. If we had game design documents, could gauge if audience is adults and game type is hardcore. What? Do we end the run on failure or restart with a small punishment? I think restarting the entire run kind of sucks. I think it'd feel better just to like end up at the next station. So then that way you can kind of still continue progress. That being said, if you lose a bunch of your stuff in that area, then maybe dying means you lose the items that are... No, that would suck. No, we would have to do something like that, because what if the players just go in, run in, use a bunch of items, Or take a bunch of items and send them through the delivery system. It just ends up at the main train. I feel like all of the items that were received during that run should be removed, so they're not saved. Not being able to respawn was hella annoying. Repo, for example. Repo has ways of Repo has ways of respawning your friends. Like if they put your head into the little extraction thingy, then it respawns you. Or if they bring your head back to the bus or whatever, the truck. It was a lot of waiting still. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of waiting. That being said, I think death can be used in a way that's fun or funny, in a way that's like effective, but it can definitely be annoying. I think the thing that I'd like to find out is how can we make it so players that are spectating can still enjoy the game in a way. One of the ideas was you respawn at the station. It's just the train isn't there yet, so you're waiting on your friends to get back so you can kind of fuck around at the station, and there'd be like little mini games and whatnot at the station. Or there's like maybe some potentially other ideas that we could do, right? Like, I'm sure there's a few things that we could fuck around with. Slot machine at the station. Yes! But yeah, we'll definitely have to figure out the whole respawning thing for sure. Everyone jumps off to play slots. Now that is a gambling addiction. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a gambling addiction. Pipe. Okay, pipe. What's the color of this pipe? Material. Metal. Oh, this is using the trim sheet. Oh, that kind of sucks, because then when I remove the trim sheet, we lose on all the, like, fun welds and... well, you know what they say. The thing is, like, I think death can be used as a great comedy tool. I think it could be funny. I think it can be funny. I think the thing is, I think it heavily depends on the friend group you are playing with. I feel like the group you are playing with is extremely important for something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that becomes an important factor. What is this pipe doing? I don't know. It's just a pipe. It'd just be a pipe. I don't know. It'd just be a pipe. If the player isn't having fun, it's their friend's fault, not the game. True, true. You got that right. But yeah, it is something I'd like to figure out for sure. I don't really have like a curve that works here where it's like proper, so I guess we're just gonna have to do 90-degree angles. Don't forget to tighten those bolts when wanted to come loose mid-game. Unrelated, it should come loose mid-game. I think you're onto something. I think you're kind of onto something. I've been thinking about the maintenance tasks and how we can make them a little bit more fun. And I do feel like shit like that would be kind of fun. It's like, I saw a game yesterday. I gotta fucking figure out, I think it was called The Lift. I was watching a video about it, and man, I love the, like, way that you interact with things. I feel like it was done so well. Look at this game, man. And I was thinking about my own game while looking at this, but it's very much like a puzzle game. But I just really like the way that, like, you interacted with stuff. Like, look, you gotta, like, pull the lever and bring it up and shit. Loot, thank you for the 100 biddies, by the way. I don't know if I said thank you. And I think in this game you gotta, like, pick up a screwdriver and, like, screw things in and whatnot. So there are elements of that here. But yeah, I thought it looked kind of cool. Look at that. I don't know, man. We gotta figure out how to make this not shit. Because right now, I feel like the game is lacking. I'm not 100% happy with it just yet. I'm not 100% happy with it just yet. Uh-oh. It would appear this pipe needs to be a little bit further. Let's make it a medium. Alright, so now we got some pipes. Love the UI arrows? I thought that looked really sick too, yeah. When you're, like, interacting with stuff. I thought that looked pretty sweet. Might have to be something I do somewhat similar. Might have to do something kind of similar. It could be kind of cool. Be me, not use a pipe tool that can just lay this pipe automatically, which would make my life 5 million gajillion times easier. Random pipe leading somewhere? Yes, man, yes. You know it. This is a pipe leading into a pipe that you can't even see. Oh, shit. I forgot to move these? No. Wait, really? I seem to have forgotten to move these. Is laying pipe going in the cum? Wooden key face. In the Crimson Unreal Manual? I don't know. Why would that be in the Crimson Unreal Manual? Let's do 6 pipe references. 1 here. There. Just want to make a dirty joke. We don't do that around these parts. Okay, partner? You better watch it. Placing pipes nobody will see. You never know. You never know. Maybe some of these catwalks have a little bit of see-through stuff, you know? You never know. Make it so you find tickets and collect them on the floor. I am going to do tickets, just I don't know how we're going to do it yet. It might just be a random item, or maybe you do like mini games to get them. Is that edgeware at the bottom part of the train a trim texture? These are trims. Yeah, they use a trim or a hotspot texture, I guess. Phantom pipes. Where do these pipes go and what do they do? No one will ever know. No one will ever know. Been messing around with hotspots as well. Very handy technique. If you're interested, Lap, and you're using Unreal, I heavily recommend checking out Scythe. Scythe is cool as hell. Scythe is super sick. Not sponsored, but should be. What's that? It's a cool ass like entire system where you can. It's inspired by Source, and you can like model things in it, and you can also apply hotspot textures in here as well. So yeah. I've had an ant problem in my room/house, and I just got an ad for pesticides. Twitch is watching. They know. They put the ants there. They literally put the ants there. Do I do all of my assets or buy them? I buy a few of them. Funny enough, this is one of my assets that I made and released. So these stuff here, the barrel and shit. Even the pipes here, I also made as well. But I do buy some. This is a part of a blockout starter pack that I've had for a while. Very, very handy for blocking out scenes. So yeah. Hell annoying. I had to rip my whole room apart yesterday. There's nothing in here they would even be attracted to. Are ants attracted to moisture? Maybe there could be something going on. Recommend making it yourself to make the game feel original? At some point. At the end of the day, it's not really about... It depends, right? It depends on what you're looking at what the asset is, I would say. I think cohesiveness is the biggest thing. Cohesiveness, I feel like, is a big part of it. As long as everything feels like it's together. I think Sue for Hire, we're probably going to do a whole thing where we like... I don't think we're going to overhaul necessarily the graphics, but I would like to look back at some of this stuff and like really try to make everything more cohesive. There's some like shitty Cinti assets that I fucking hate. That has like no texture or just no like life to it. I wouldn't mind maybe cleaning up a little bit, maybe cleaning up some of the scenes. Get back to Sue for Hire. I'm here for that. I'm probably going to be working on Sue for Hire on the trip streams. The trip streams. For $5,000 an hour, I will clean up the whole game. Huh? Trip streams, what is this? Later this year, I'm going to be going on a trip and most likely working using a laptop. So probably, yeah, probably will... be streaming on a laptop, which is going to be interesting. We might do a test stream one of these days. I got to just buy the microphone. We were talking about that yesterday, about what kind of lav mic I should probably get. But yeah. Krim streaming on his trip. Dude, I tested the camera on the laptop. It is not good. I think I gotta buy like a webcam, like a proper something. It's not good, dude. It's pretty bad. I released on Aspec on Fab as well almost a year ago now. How's that performing, Lance? I'm curious how other people are performing. Superfire has some jank physics. It's a little jank. The game, it's not like a perfect game by any means. What laptop is it? Lenovo Legion? Lenovo Legion, I believe is what the name is. Jank no, character yes. I feel like they can be connected sometimes. Was I working on a parkour game before Superfire? Or did that turn into Superfire? Man, I worked at so many projects, Andrew. But I was working on Ronin, if that's the one that you were thinking about. That one's like kind of on pause for a little bit though. Hold on. Ronin soon. I don't know if I could say it's soon, but you know, hopefully Endgame as a developer would be being able to do Ronin justice. That would be poorly. Just happy I finished and got some sales, so I know it's not a tool crap. Stylized stuff is pretty niche anyways, I guess. Yeah, the thing with stylized stuff is I feel like, yeah, exactly what Jay's saying. You got to have a catalog of your own stuff where people can like purchase it, and then like there's a lot of people that have been doing like a lot of retro stuff, but they make like 10 to 20 different assets or kits of stuff, and I think that's where people start buying stylized stuff. I feel like that's where the kind of that sort of thing really kicks in, is through quantity, because people really I feel like look for quantity over quality sometimes when it comes to assets. It's like, dude, 600 meshes, oh my god, and then they get it and it's shit. Crazy. Cinti's successful because of all their stuff works together and has a lot of quantity. I'm gonna say some. It's not really a diss, but kind of is. It's a very low effort art style. Very low effort art style. That, in my opinion, you can make it look good, but I don't like it. Especially their character models. I do not like the look of their character models at all. Oh, God. Their scenes are impressively put together, though. Yeah, yeah. Slap some post-processing on that motherfucker. But not my thing. We do use it in Suit for Hire, but it's probably the last time I'm ever using any of those assets. Last time I'm ever using any of those assets. Me making a retro cleaning game precisely because it's low effort? Well, I think there's a difference between doing a game concept that's a bit lower effort versus, I don't know. at the end of the day, you shouldn't be trying to make a game that is like super, like, you shouldn't be trying to do things that are super, super high effort, because then you're going to be working on it for like 5 gajillion years, right? You got to find that sweet spot. But I don't know, I think it's because I have like an experience with Cinti and using some of their assets, and it's like, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't, no. Nah. That's a crazy laptop. Well, thing is, man, if you want to use UE, you got to have a pretty good laptop. Thing is, I don't think this laptop can run UE5. You know what you can do, Ben? Alternatively, you don't need a super good laptop either. You can get a somewhat dinky laptop and then use a service called Parsec. There's a service called Parsec, which is kind of like you connect to your desktop, essentially. That's an alternative if you want to. And then your desktop does all the heavy lifting. So as long as you get a good enough laptop to just launch and use Parsec and whatnot, I think that's a good alternative, which is probably something I'll use. But when I'm away, I'm probably just going to work on Suit for Hire anyways, which is UE4, which I think should be runnable on this computer. I think I'll probably have my computer turned on. It's just I'm going to be gone for a little bit. So I'm a little worried that leaving my computer on, I don't know how, like, Parsec, unfortunately, I don't think has a way of like turning on your computer for you. And I've heard of some people make setups where they like connect it through their router and then they can like turn on their computer themselves. I don't know how the fuck to do any of that though. So it's gonna have to be turned on 24/7. And I just hope that Windows doesn't suddenly restart the computer at any point in time. Use WOL. What is WOL? I do suspend Windows updates, but it still does it. Wake on LAN. Maybe that's might be the thing that people were setting up. Wake on LAN. What do I use for version control for this project? Perforce. DigitalOcean hosts the server, and then Perforce is all done through there. I know there's cheaper options. There's apparently way cheaper servers and stuff like that. I've just been using DigitalOcean for the longest time. Yeah, I'm sure we could probably come up with a cheaper option with larger hard drive space, but it is what it is. Been thinking of making a tool that swaps materials into one material and then auto creates instances for those materials, then swaps materials on every single mesh that it used before? Making a tool that swaps materials into one material, then auto creates instances from those materials, then swaps the materials on every single... What did you just say? What? Tool that swaps materials into one material, then auto creates instances from those materials. I think you can kind of do that with the merge actors tool, can't you? Or am I picturing incorrectly? I used a version. They have a free indie dev plan that's nice. So like in terms of Helix or like the Perforce service itself, we don't pay for the Perforce service because we have less than 5 users using it and less than 10 workspaces. So that part is fine. It's just, yeah, hosting the server, that part is, you know, like probably around $20 a month or so, but you know, it becomes a business write-off, so it's like whatever. Take an asset like Senti and swap the material. Oh, yeah, that would have been handy. Dude, Senti has some of the worst... Dude, they've been making assets forever. Why is it that all of their shit are just... It's all their own materials. Like sometimes they use master materials where they're like creating material instances, but rarely. And it's all the same fucking setup. Brother, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just make... Probably ported it from Unity. God, come on. Apparently their Unity stuff is all better, but whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Prismatica, dude, thank you for the raid, man. Guys, when I'm away, should I like just not have a like? Yeah, I guess I could take this webcam, but then I gotta unhook it from my computer and everything. I'm too lazy to do that. I guess I could. It's just the thing is, it's all the cable management. But we could do that if anything. It's gonna be interesting. I don't even know if this laptop can even do streams. So. Am I doing level design with Scythe, Straight, and Engine now, or just for some elements here and there? Just for some elements here and there, when needed. But a lot of architectural stuff I've been using Scythe for it. Like all of the station. So let me skip here, and then we'll skip ahead. Does teleport to station not work anymore? Oh, that console command doesn't work anymore. Oh, shite. Prismatica is my favorite streamer. Favorite steamer? I don't do steaming. What do you mean steamer? Is that a term for someone who rides a train? So yeah, all of this stuff is Scythe, but I think I overused it a bit. For this building at least. We do have to figure out how can we make this building look a little bit more interesting. This one's my second building with it. A little bit more interesting. Brick, different materials. And this is another one. Oh, this is my favorite right here. Look at this fucker. Now this. Now this is a building. Now this is a building. Oh yeah. This is another one. The little security building kind of thing. Been thinking on moving an engine for that. Moving back and forth to Blender is not good. Dude, I can model in Blender, no problem. But the software switching does get a bit fucking tiresome. So being able to just stay in the engine and work on stuff and have a tool that feels like intuitive is really nice. I can just stay in the engine and just work on stuff. Is it possible to ride the basketball? I don't think so. I don't think there's any... There's no... Unfortunately, at the moment, with most items, you can't, like, throw it at your friend or anything like that. It just goes through them. So you cannot ride it. However, you can do that with the crate. Now, we will probably change this at some point, but you can... You can get on the crate and see the world like that. Those buildings just need some decals of vertex painting. 100%. I think decals would be great on this. We haven't set up any vertex painting for any of this stuff, but once we do, I think it'll be good. Where's the gamba? You guys want to do a gamba? Gamba. / prediction. Hoop in 3 or less attempts. All right. There you go. There's a little gamba. Gamba of the day. Gamba of the week. And then we made this building. This is, I think, the latest one. I think the windows could do with a bit more work. Like, I like how that window is inset. These should also be inset. I think that would be a huge improvement for like the look of this. Yeah. How do I make hotspot textures with Substance Painter? All of these hotspots, for the most part, I've been using. The creator of Scythe also created a hotspot texture maker, which is pretty experimental because it uses the whole texture thing that's in UE. God, that thing has caused many crashes. I use that to make them, so I didn't actually make these hotspots myself. They kind of give like a very basic kind of look, but it's passable. Like it passes. Gotta figure out that. Apparently, he's making a light map UV, auto UV thing that is like really good, and hopefully that should look a lot better once we switch to that version. I still have to update. There's a V0, there's a V0.10. The V0.11 is being in development, and that's gonna have like the really good light mapper. Oh yeah. Wait, is the prediction ready? Wait, I don't see it. Where is it? I don't see the UI for it. Oh, submission's closed. It's a perfect 50%, 50%? No way. All right, here we go. First hoop. Oh no. Will I get it in the second? Hold on, hold on. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. Here we go. Here we go. Third time's a charm. No! Oh no. Oh. Doubters win this time. I had faith in you. Hey, listen, man. Listen, man. You shoot the ball when you get the game, okay? And you let me know how easy it is or how hard it is. Is that a double rim? I don't play basketball. This is a single rim. There's just one rim. No, this shit's bullshit. I'm telling you. That thing's some bullshit. Mm. Can the ball even go in? It can, yeah. It can.
Kermit the Frog here. Man, I really love fondling these big, bouncy, round, smooth balls.
I had to turn that off. Someone delete the, someone raise the price of Kermit voice by 3x. If you can't make a shot on an outdoor court, you blame the double rim. Excuses. Excuses. You should spit out confetti in a random item if you make one shot. That could be fun. Could be fun. It should only do it once, though. It should only do it once. Alright, anyways, the plan for today. We're doing a bunch of UI stuff. So, the idea is, when you advance to a station, or when all of the players die, there should be a summary report of what happened, and like costs, how much you gained, and if there's any bonus. I think that would be the plan. Get a shot, monster should appear from the nearby building window saying congrats. There's an idea where if you throw the ball into the porch, some something yells at you, a monster could start yelling at you. To check if you actually made the shot versus it bouncing out or all the other edge cases. Yeah, that would be a interesting programming challenge. I actually don't know how we would go about doing that. This car is it would appear this computer is broken. Okay, interesting. Good to know. Reminds me of Modern Warfare 2 Grandma. Yeah, but that wasn't real, was that? I don't think that was real. Wasn't that like just an edited video? Was it? No idea. I swear it was an edited video. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Give me a moment. Hey. Why are there washing machines on a train? Well, gotta clean your clothes. What do you mean? Huh? It's like asking, why is there a toilet in the bathroom? Well, because you gotta shit. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, shit. Literally. I've never seen that icon before. Wait. It's right there. Oh, shit. Where's the electrical unit? Oh, it's through here. Train looking not so hot with the health right now. Oh, get super high out of the way. Yeah, true, sorry. Streamer. Streamer for 13 years, by the way. Uh-oh. We might want to make the icon appear from a little further away. We're about to lose the game. So, the UI that we want to do is, like, if the train reaches 0 health, having a UI for that would be good. Also would be good that, like, you know, the whole train explodes and a bunch of sound effects go off. Like, that would be good too, right? Like, don't get me wrong. That'd be a very good first step. So, that'd be good to do. Keep the icons a non-OP. I guess we'll see as playtesters play it and see what they say. The train explodes like a nuke. All right. Yeah. Some stuff like that would be good. Bluetooth? There was a problem, turned out to not actually be a problem. Somebody just closed an old ticket that was never resolved. Yeah, you... Grim, I got 2 questions. I pressed enter by accident. This is awkward. It's okay. You could just ask the questions. It's fine. It's natural. It's actually quite... It's fine. It's not that awkward. You saying it is awkward now became awkward. What progress have we made today? Well, I went to the bathroom and cleared my internal systems. Yeah. Yes, Curse, 100%. We have a nuke actually on... I'll show you. It's actually right on the board. Let's see here. Maintenance tasks. Nuke is actually literally in here. Nuclear bomb. Small % chance to spawn a cabin that's dedicated to maintaining a nuclear bomb. If the players ignore the nuclear bomb when it requires maintenance, it will explode and the run will fail. So there are going to be things like that. 100%. I have 3 questions and riddles. May I propose them or no? Why riddles? Why? Okay. I kind of want to make the train explode. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. Is the game gonna have an end, or does it keep going like Repo/Lethal Company? I kind of do want an ending point in a way where it's like you do 3 routes, I guess, 3 full routes, and I would consider that as your shift being complete. But I might make it so players can choose to go endlessly. But I do want an ending point, so then that way we can determine that as like, okay, you can stop here and then increase the difficulty if you want to, like kind of like how Peak has it, where they have different difficulties. Or you can choose to just keep going and see how far you can get. Am I going to show the win/lose state? So that's what we're basically going through. So some of the lose states include if you don't keep track of the train integrity, if this reaches 0, your run basically ends because the train blew up. So what we would do for the train blowing up is I think we would actually, like, maybe we'll fuck with it today, see if we can get it going. The train would actually, like, parts of the cars would start exploding, and then the screen would just turn black, and then it's like, then we'd show a UI that's like, you failed to maintain the train, and then, like, your run has ended, or whatever. And then the win state, I think it would be like, your shift is complete, choose to continue, or whatever. I think that would be the win state. But we'll have UIs. Like, so when you advance the station, that's what I would like to do today as well, is we show a little UI that shows the summary. If you get your bonus for the day, or for the route, or whatever. That kind of stuff. Because I want to make it so if you feed the engine and reach this point, or this point, or whatever, early, without keeping it all until the end, you'll get like little bonuses. So it'll kind of reward players for like actually feeding the generator over time. But yeah. Why would the run fail if the nuke explodes? I don't know. Video games, I guess. Video game thing, you know? Just a fun little video game thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. Get a room. Jeez. When you finish your shift, what are you getting paid with? XP. XP. And a chance to roll cosmetics. Yes, man. You get paid in clothing. Okay, let's see if we can make it, yeah, well, let's do some little explosions. Let's do some explosions. Yeah. Yeah. Explosions. Okay, how do we make the entire train explode? If the run ends, how do we make the train explode? So this is the check state. No, that's for stranded. Train health reach 0. Okay, so this is where we would call the event. Good, Woozy. Maybe you can name a run and it takes a picture randomly somewhere. It'll be like employee of the month somewhere. That could be interesting. Maybe there could be like a friends. Maybe we do a leaderboard for this game, but it only shows to your friends. So you can see who has like the best run of the month. That could be kind of fun. We could I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. How are you? Doing good, man. How are you?
Shit my pants, I did.
Better than the train exploding would be the client crashing. Yes, dude.
Monthly streamer welfare check. Are you still mentally stable after prolonged UE5 exposure?
No. No, I think I've reduced my brain cells by like 6 or 7. That's a great idea. Very cheap proof. Do any games do that? I don't know. I feel like they should though. Friends only leaderboard. I feel like it's a great idea because then you're just competing against your friends. Sure, people love global leaderboards, but that shit doesn't work well in a game that doesn't have an anti-cheat. Why can you say 6, 7 and not us? I said 6 or 7, not 6, 7. Now I said it because you made me say it. You mother... Okay, so instead of server restart game, train health reaches 0, we need to... make the in-game VoIP detect the word 6, 7 and make the client crash. Every time they say 6, 7, their character should just shit themselves. It causes a huge noise event that notifies every monster in the entire train. In fact, it should spawn a monster specifically tied to killing that player. It could be the secret keyword for doing hard mode. A monster that is like on your tail 24/7. Randomly clips through walls, stares at you. Judges you from a distance. We can call it the 6, 7 monster. I gave you some fantastic concept art in game dev. Let me see. What do you got? What do you got? Let me see this. What do you got? Moments? Why did you draw 2 avocados with nipples? What is that? What's with the 2 avocados? Okay, so we gotta my eyes a bit dry. Does the game state have a reference to the train? It has a reference to the cabin managers. If you just like 6, 7 games should just become blocky like Roblox. Every time you say 6, 7, the aspect rate, the screen percentage reduces by 1%. It's already like, I think 70% by default, so it just keep lowering. It would just keep lowering and lowering and lowering. Until your game starts looking like this. Wait, what's the default? 70. Until your game starts looking like this, and then it starts looking like this. Negative 67? I don't know if you could do negative values. This is what the screen percentage at 1 looks like. Why aren't you doing 100%? I actually think the game looks more interesting at 70%. It kind of gives it more of that kind of retro look, while also kind of good for rendering, I guess, in the sense where we're only doing 70% screen percentage. I kind of dig that low res one. I think we were going... We messed around with this a while back, but I just feel like this is a good middle ground at 70. Anyways, trying Trying to think of how we should make the train explode. Should the train explode all at once? I know, I don't have any settings menu yet. No settings menu. Smooth Sync works perfectly? Does it actually, Juan? Dude, I don't know what the cost is of Smooth Sync, though. I'd have to profile it. Would be cool if you hear the carts further down the line start exploding and then it comes towards you. I think that could be interesting. Do we start the explosions from the back of the train or from the front of the train? Did you see the latest French slot game called Machine Party? No, there's too many, man. I've lost fucking track. Oh, wait, this one. This is the one being made by the guy who made, the game with the shotgun. I forgot the name. Buckshot Roulette. Yeah, it looks like a good time. In 5.8, predictive interpolation works the same as smooth sync. Predictive interpolation, huh? Yeah, I'm not on 5.8, so it'd be interesting playing around with that. Did you ever try auto settings out for this, or are you going to build a menu? I'm probably going to use auto settings. I feel like it's a waste of time trying to make a fucking settings menu myself. How long have I been making this project? I think we're at the 7-month mark. 6 or 7 months. Oh, fuck. 7-month mark. 7 months. Let's just go with 7. Minus 1%. It's basically Mario Party, but fucked up. Smart idea. Hell yeah. Don't move to 5.8. It seems heavier on performance. Really? Man, I can't deal with this game engine sometimes. No, 5.6 honestly has been very good, I feel like. I feel like I don't need to upgrade. Like, what's in 5.8 or 5.7? I said 5.7, not... What's up with the floating text? This is for playtesters, just as a simple tutorial thing. .5.8 is popular for the MCP server, and that's literally it. I love how like all of these CEOs are, even George Lucas for some reason is like, you got to embrace AI, but like they're saying that so like they can make more money, and so you become dependent on it, where your brain no longer functions at 100%, like, or at its best a percentage, and so you become so dependent on AI, similar to how we're dependent on phones, and then they raise the prices of literally everything, and you're so fucked up that your brain literally can't like process things correctly, and it would take you years to probably get back to a normal state. And then guess what? They sucked you in to the system. They sucked you in. Lumen Medium to me has no performance gain, only like 8%. Bro, just regurgitating my point. Hey, listen here, Woozy, motherfucker. What's your point? What's your take? Even Linus Torvalds says AI is a good tool. You're going to be the last person on earth to not use it. Embrace it while you can. Bye, bye, bye. Do you guys see that one thing where like a school professor made their students do the final exam in person, and everybody's scores are so inconsistent with literally everything, and the assumption is that they're all using AI or cheating for all of their shit? Hell yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, totally not. Hey, this is totally good for everyone. Totally good for everyone. Oh yeah. Future's totally not fucked. Listen, everyone's being like, if you use it correctly, listen, motherfucker, people aren't going to do that. They're going to rely on it to the point where they can't think straight for themselves. Just look at social media and the internet. People can't even come up with their own opinion or take on anything. They got to regurgitate what their favorite streamer is saying. My favorite streamer said that like the new God of War is woke and shit, so it's woke and shit. Like they can't. There's a female. My favorite streamer would say not good, so gonna have to say not good. Can't wait until my doctor's chat GPT. They probably already are. You just don't know it yet. Man. I don't know. That's my take. AI is going to cause brain death, thought death. I thought the new God of War looked pretty cool. People hated it. Well, the main character is a female. So, unfortunately, in the internet and the world, in its current state, anytime there's a female, it's it's all hell goes loose. I thought it looked cool, except for the little weird fucking sludge cube that talks. Why? Now it's just low IQ people using AI and staying low IQ. Nothing changes. I wouldn't say that's entirely true. Like, I think students are being sucked into it. And, like, I feel like being sucked into that at a young age and not being able to, like, not using your brain, I feel like that's going to cause some, like, really bad... What was that? Did you guys see that? What was that? I feel like that's not going to be very good for them for the future. Now, don't get me wrong, the future's not looking good for them anyways, AI or not. Good luck getting a job. Shit's fucking rough. Did you guys ever cheat in school such as university, like ever? Yeah, but I didn't use an AI for it. Yeah, but I did it myself. I put effort in, at least, okay? If I had AI, yeah, but like that's the problem though. Like, at least with cheating and getting away with it, you got to put some effort in. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would use it. Would it be good for me? No, I don't think so at all. That's a problem, I think, in my opinion. When you give people a tool that's a little too good to be true, they're going to use it. I just don't think it's good. It ain't the kids' fault in my IMO. No, it's not. I'm not blaming the kids. That's what I mean. I feel bad for them. It's not necessarily their fault. It's because they've been educated to use it, which is not good. I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. I just find it so funny that CEOs are advocating for this shit 24/7 because they know that they're going to make money off of it. Because they know they're making money off of it. And they know that they can lay off more people so that they can hire less people. And then those people are going to do a really shitty job. Fuck yeah. Yes, man. And then you got people like George Lucas advocating for it as well. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. All right, let's work on blowing up this train in the video game. If anyone's listening, I'm working on a video game. Okay, good. Okay, got that out of the way. That's it. Yeah. They can't delete that evidence. It's right after it. Whew. That's pretty close to what I work. What I said at work literally yesterday. Working IT as a generalist, I pointed to a guy and said, "You are the type of person that should be using AI. You're curious. You want to try new things. You want to find new ways of doing things. You just lack knowledge." It's the non-creative, boring, and lazy people actually using it. I think there are some benefits to using it, but I think there's an over-reliance on using it. And once there's an over-reliance on using it, I think you're not using your brain to think through problem solving. You are relying on a crutch. And once that crutch is removed from under you, what happens? You fall over and you break your hip. And now you're 80 years old and you're fucked. That's it. It's over. Dig the grave. It's over. Good luck getting back in. You're going to have to go to rehab, brain rehab. I don't touch it. I've experienced it very briefly and binned it. Yeah, I'm not touching it with fucking 5 feet pole. I ain't touching it at all. I don't care. If someone says, but you could be more effective, I don't give a fuck. Affect my balls. I say, as I hurt myself. I don't know. I just don't care for it at all. Part of it is also me being, what's that called when you're being immature and you don't do something because people constantly keep telling you to do the thing? What's that called? No, not a contrarian. Being, I guess it is kind of contrarian. Stubborn, yeah. No, well, is it stubborn? Kind of stubborn? Yeah, sort of stubborn. Not rebellious. There's a word. I think it's a combination of contrarian, stubborn, and rebellious to some extent. Or no. Here's another word. When someone tells you that you can't do something, but you want to prove them wrong. There's a word for that. Free thinker. No, that's not it. No, come on, guys. When you want to prove someone wrong, a boofer. Stubborn? Hold on, let me look at the stubborn thesaurus. Synonyms. Hard-headed, no. Dogged. Stern. No, I can't find the word. Word for proving people wrong. Whatever. Who cares? Words and shit. Spite. Yes, in spite. Yeah, spiting them. Yes, that's the one. Spite. Sprite. By the way, that drink tastes like nothing and it has 45 grams of sugar. Insane. Yeah, literally doing it in spite of people constantly fucking telling me about AI. I've been trying cloud for a while now, and honestly, even though but after the aftermath of that, I feel so empty. It feels like someone working on a game, and I get to call it mine. It's like literally staring at a painting, and you got all the tools there to make the painting, but instead you let a robot fucking do the painting, and then you pick it up and you're like, I painted this. No, motherfucker, you didn't paint shit. You didn't do any effort. And then people are, but then you like do the prompts and like, whatever, fucker. You're not actually doing anything. Doesn't feel like you're doing it. Half of the enjoyment of this thing is going through the problem, staring at it, wanting to punch your face and go unconscious, and then figuring out how to do it, and then looking at it and like, damn, I did that. Yeah, that's half of that's like 90% of the reason why I do this shit. Otherwise, I just go into some shitty other fucking software engineering thing where I could probably make more money and just deal with SaaS or some shit. I'm Nightcore. Hi, Crimson. I've been wanting to get into UE for so long now, but it feels very haunting for me. I do have some experience with Unity in multiple years of never had contact with C++ or UE. Any advice you could give a beginner on what to start with getting into that won't make me feel overwhelmed the moment I touch it? If you already made some stuff in Unity, Nightcore, I would say try to recreate it in Unreal. That would be like a good way of kind of getting into it. You kind of have some of the background of what you've done with Unity and whatnot, and then just try to recreate it in Unreal. Alternatively, I usually always recommend to people pick up one of the big free marketplace assets, start throwing shit together. There's a big one called, hold on, let me refer to my Unreal Manual. There's one called on Fab that you could pick up called Assetville Town. Very fun, free. You can just throw a bunch of stuff together. It's just a great way to kind of just throw yourself into the engine and just mess around with stuff like Legos. And then what I usually recommend is creating an interaction system. Like that's an easy one to kind of get into. You start leveling up and whatnot. So yeah, I'm fine with people using AI. Dude, listen, I am so okay. I don't give a fuck. Listen, whatever. The world is already going to shit anyways. I know that's a really bad way of thinking about it, but like, listen, what am I going to do? Control you? No, I'm not. You do whatever the hell you want to do. Just stop imposing it on me. Just stop imposing it on me, man. Let me do my thing. The whole AI thing is so, like, it's just so imposed. Anyways. It's like, you should use this. You should suck my balls. Anyways. Toby? What exactly is that node thing you use in UE? Blueprints is basically a visual scripting. It's basically, you can think of it, behind every single one of these is C++ code, right? So instead of us doing things horizontally in order, we're instead doing things, or vertically, we're instead doing things horizontally, right? So there's an execution path, and we're basically doing code, but in a more visual way, which to me was a lot easier to learn, get into. So you don't have to use C++, but it is good to kind of learn both when you can, especially in UE5. I would recommend at least learning how to do like structs and enums in C++. But yeah, old man yells at cloud moment. I don't know. I just like, anytime someone comes into the stream and their first time message is, hey, have you thought about using insert fucking stupid AI shit here? And then they just keep going on and on and on about it. And I'm like, oh my God. Are you an ad? Are you a walking ad? Who are you? Where do you work? How much are you getting paid for this? So it's very much like code, but you know, in a different format, I guess. Okay, so we need to adjust this and make the train explode. Let's get to work. I'm trying to think of how we should make the train explode from the very back and then to the front. We could probably do it with the main engine. Or we could do it with the cabin manager. If you want some good news, although I don't know if it's the same in Canada as the US, here in Australia we have copper thieves that cut their way into substations, etc. Apparently these coordinated gangs of copper thieves are now targeting AI data centers. I shouldn't be laughing at crime, but hey. If anything, those data centers are criminals. The shit they've done to fuck over the RAM markets and stuff like that, it's kind of like a crime, but with money. Kind of crime. Not kind of crime to humanity. It's yeah. It's wrong, but it's also right. The water quality of nearby neighborhoods. So I'm not like educated on like the actual environmental impacts of these data centers to nearby neighborhoods. Can someone educate me on like how, like what is it that's occurring in these areas and whatnot? Like, I understand there's something to do with water. Is it like, I know they're using water to cool down these servers and whatnot, right? But I don't understand too much about that realm. And give it to me in the most like non-personal way, like just with facts only. And make no mistakes. Okay, enter. Thank you. They're hot, make noise, consume water. I see. They dump the wastewater into the ground and local water supply, which leaches heavy metals into the water. So like things like like what kind of metals? We talking any kind of metals? They bring up the electric costs around the area. Okay, that I could understand. I could see that happening for sure. Why are they doing data centers in like random areas? Why don't they just, I don't know. Why is it in like random, is it in like small towns? Like, I guess it's cheap to build there. The politicians allowing that are the true problem. Well, let's be real. They're probably being paid. Let's be real. They're probably being paid. They're finding loopholes and cheap areas to build in to bypass laws/rules. I guess if you build in an area where the electricity is already cheap, you will raise the price, but it'll still be cheaper than building in a city, for example, or an industrial area. What's this loud whistle? Is it from your stream? Brother, I think you have tinnitus. I don't know what to tell you. Is it the music? Is it my microphone? Side note, Microsoft got their in-house AI to fill out all the paperwork to get certs to power a 3-mile island for nuclear power for AI data centers. What the hell are you? What the hell's going on? Due to summer and a heat wave, apparently there's serious water shortages in Ireland. People are getting fined $5,000 for using a garden hose, but AI data centers are still allowed to operate. Nice. It takes water to cool them down, and the price of the energy bill goes up. Okay, I could see that. Wow. I don't know, man. Everything just feels so dystopic these days. I've been telling everybody this. We're in the cyberpunk age. It doesn't look like Blade Runner or whatnot, but we're in the cyberpunk age. We've been in the cyberpunk age. It's just getting worse. It's getting more and more apparent. Ever since everybody has a phone on them 24/7, we've been in cyberpunk. Maybe it's the music or it's something in my house. Not sure. Check if you have a gas leak. Hurry, take a look around. You might have a gas leak. We are in the cyberpunk age. It just doesn't look cool. Yep. Yep. Have you seen some of these ugly fucking cars that some of these like high-end like companies are making these days? What's going on with these high-end companies? They used to design pretty cars. Now we got like ugly boxes. What's with the ugly box look? It's like they're doing it on purpose. They were like, oh, Cyberpunk 2077. Did you see that design? Oh, let's make that. Why? Okay, anyways. Cybertruck syndrome. God, the amount of Cybertrucks I see here in Toronto, it makes me want to puke. Those things are actually an eyesore. They actually look so ugly, man. I can't believe anybody purchases those things. Hey, to each their own, I guess, right? Boxes are cool though. Cast and Point Hyundai Envision. Hold on. Looking into this. Oh, okay. Kind of cool. You know what this reminds me of? You know what this kind of looks like though? And you know what this kind of looks like? And anybody, doesn't this kind of look like the what was the car in Back to the Future that they used? Fuck. What was it called? Yeah, the DeLorean. It literally looks like a DeLorean. Just slightly juiced up with drugs, I guess. A DeLorean that took cocaine. We're just going back to the DeLorean. We're literally just going like, we're going back to a DeLorean. It's literally a DeLorean with a spoiler. And like some fancy fucking body kit. Oh, trust me, the DeLorean was on cocaine too. It's why the company got shut down. You made that up. You made that up. You made that up. Look it up? No. Oh shit. Noida? Oh shit. I forgot about this soundtrack. Oh everybody shh. Is that number showing the current speed? What? The car? Oh, the 74? Oh my god, is that actually the current speed? How to get caught by police 100% of the time. No. I think that's the number. This is the 74. It's the 74th car built, I think. No, that's why would you want that on there? The owner of DeLorean got charged with trafficking cocaine, and that's what really shut them down? What? If someone offered me a Cybertruck, I'd take it. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'd take it and then sell it. Oh, I'd take it. I would just not use it, and I would sell it immediately thereafter. I would take the keys and the papers, and then I would immediately look at someone else and be like, hey, you want to buy a Cybertruck? Business guy over here. I'd sell it, not immediately though. Those things are fast. It'd be fun for a short time. Nah, man, I wouldn't risk it. That thing is literally like a death trap on wheels. You get into an accident in that thing, you're dead. It was only 220 pounds of cocaine, brother. Only? Only 220 pounds of cocaine, excuse me? Okay, I'm trying to think here. How are we going to explode the car? So we want to do it in like a timer-based system. So we probably want to make this a custom event. The snow builds up on a shelf, completely blocking the headlights. Yeah, would not bode well. Okay. Train explosion sequence. New monster, the AI data center monster. It's just a big walking server rack with legs and arms. The attack is it sucks you in. Okay, so the actual explosion sequence. What we should do is in each cabin manager, we cause the explosions in here. Explode, explode. Drain. In game. Explosion effect. With location. Now, if I run this on the server, I guess we could just run it on the client. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Spawn system. Do we have the explosions as a system? I don't think so. I think they're just a spawn effect. We're just going to use the temporary explosion that we have here. With a scale of 5, 5, 5. Not 15, 5. Maybe 8. Did you ever go through moments where you took long breaks from developing Soufire or even this game? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, 100%. 100%. We also want to spawn a sound at location, which could be the explosion. I don't know if it has an attenuation. We're just going to assume it does. Can we ban AI? I'm down to actually ban the keywords, like the big popular brand names. But it just doesn't. Who cares? Okay, explosion effect. Spawn an emitter, spawn a sound effect, and then we probably also want to deal damage in that spot too. Because I feel like that would make sense. So we're going to do a sphere overlap actors at the location with a radius of, I guess, like 2,500. And then we want to deal 5 gajillion damage. Damage type, train, explode, end. Sure. Yeah, exactly, Dev. So we can't really ban it. Because sometimes that could mean, you know, like enemy AI and whatnot. Which also, mind you, gamers have also been kind of perceiving enemy AI behavior as AI. It's been rough. Yeah, there are some people getting confused where they think AI enemies is like, oh, AI using the fucking shit or whatever. So now, when you're talking about it publicly or talking about your game and you're talking about your enemy AI, you have to say AI behavior. Oh God, get me out of here! Get me out of here! I do want to create an impulse, but I don't remember if that's how it actually does the impulse. If it's through impulse or hit result. I think it's through hit result. It's one of the things in hit result. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Who cares? The AI behavior in Fear was an accident? Fear had some pretty good AI, right? Like, that was a pretty beloved title for its AI, even though it was somewhat simple in nature. It's all just clankers. Look it up. I've seen a video going through like the Fear AI. It's fake AI. They hand-placed flanking points, etc. So how I understand it is people thought the AI was smart because it would flank the players. From what I remember, there was some other stuff too, like speech, like them saying things or throwing a grenade if you've been like in cover for the longest period of time. So I guess like, so really what that comes down to is you just fake the AI seeming smart and then they seem smart. That's if it's fake smart, is it really fake? I guess. Alien Isolation is another good AI example for being faking an AI being smart. Okay, that one, they do some really interesting stuff. If you stand or stay in one spot too long, the alien becomes notified of where you are. If you make too much noise, the AI gets notified the general vicinity of where you are. There's so many interesting things for the alien AI in that game. So many interesting things. They have things where it's like the alien will fake passing by a hiding spot if they saw you going to that hiding spot, and then they'll go to the hiding spot and then get you out or whatever. So I think they specifically made it to really match a very horror thriller. They really took that into account, which is something I probably want to do with this game as well, I think. They act as if they didn't see you, but then they saw you kind of hiding in the going into the hiding spot. Hiding in one spot, like a locker for too long, the alien will get notified where you are. It's very interesting. Some very interesting stuff there. I think it's just very well done monster AI. Yeah. So I think that's interesting. It's keeping you on your toes, keeps you moving, basically. It's trying to keep the attention span. It's basically treating the game almost like a movie, right? I feel like they're gonna try to treat it like a movie, where they want you to end up in specific situations and keep the flow of the script going. Is the game gonna have weeping angels? I feel like every horror game or every friend swap game has like the concept of like a type of monster where you have to look at it to stop it from moving. I don't know, man. Like, I guess maybe one day, maybe I will, but it just seems so like every single fucking game has that shit. I don't know. I feel like that's in like every horror game in existence. Reason I bring up Last of Us 2, the way enemies moved into a coordinated fashion was really impressive. You'd be hiding at a gas station to call out she went to the gas station. I think those little things do help. And then you could go as far as like, if that is transmitted to other enemies nearby, it should be within a radius. Like anybody that is within hearing range of hearing that dialogue, and then they receive that call of where, like things like that, I think can go really far for sure. But I don't know if we could ever do something like that for this game, to be honest. If you get stuck at a checkpoint, the scripting starts to reveal itself. Still very well done, though. And very well received. I should play Prey. I've heard good stuff about Prey. Trainrot doesn't have sentient AI? Yeah, I'm passing. Mods. Okay, so explosion effect. Then we can have an actual custom event sequence here called explosion cabin sequence. Train explosion sequence, explosion cabin sequence, train explosion sequence. Maybe we should call this cabin explosion sequence. Explosion, explosion. How many times do we want this to get called? I used to have a for loop with a delay. I don't remember how I made it though. I think the delay would be in here, right after here. Though, maybe we don't want to fuck with delay. I sure wish there was more on YouTube of game dev react to content, like playing Prey for the first time, breaking down how you think some mechanics work as you go through it. I thought of making that a series at one point. I literally like thought of doing a whole channel for that. And I've seen some YouTubers do that. I just don't know if it's all that interesting, especially coming from a guy who's not like, I feel like the only time that would work well, I feel like if it's coming from a game developer who's like popular or well known. Otherwise, I feel like people wouldn't really care too much. But I did think of doing that at one point. Cabin explosion sequence. Okay. I guess we could constantly explode it. Amount of explosions. Whatever. Fuck it. Ah! This dude that legit makes fans. I've heard of Ollie. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some of his videos. Definitely. I think he tried to. He has a video, if I remember correctly, where he recreates the God of War axe. Like the throwing sequence. Pretty sure that's one of his videos. What games do I play? Deadlock, unfortunately. I've been playing a little bit of OSRS just to chill sometimes. Been messing around with sailing because I got a clue scroll that requires me to go on an island that's level 45 sailing, and now I'm fucked. Now I have to do that, so got into sailing a little bit. It's kind of chill. Deadlock is a banger. I got back to the rank that I got to before I deranked all the way back down to Phantom 2. I got up to Ascendant 4. I just play Calico. Calico, Geist, Mina, Bebop. Who else do I queue up? I forget. Who else? Screw Mina. Mina feels weird. I don't think she's very good. No, she's good, but like, man, you got to do so much to like survive on that fucking character. I love Deadlock, but they need an unranked mode so I can play with my friends and not care. There is the fun little 4v4 mode. It's a fun little mode. It's a fun little mode, the 4v4 one. I'm really seeing how fun Street Brawl is. I'm very curious to see what their like supposed roguelike mode is going to be. Yeah. Apparently the Risk of Rain developers are making like the Risk of Rain devs that are working on Deadlock are making like a roguelike mode for some reason, apparently. Is the roguelike mode thing real? I thought some people were joking about it. I don't know. I've heard rumors of it, but it reminds me a lot of the PvE modes that they put into TF2. So I am very curious to see how soon. I give it like 4 years. I give that shit 4 years. Valve doesn't give a fuck. They'll just they take their time. They don't care. They got enough money, brother. They got enough money. They got more than enough income to take their time with Deadlock. So we add to the explosion index, and then we will get the main cabin mesh. We want to get the bounce. And then random box. Do I divide this by 2? I might have to divide this by 2. Random point and bounding box, and then explosion effect. I really needed to pop off as a game dev so I can buy Deadlock skins. Brother, my only thing as a dev is I just want to buy coffee machines and coffee. I would like to also maybe additionally afford a house. Maybe just one house. I don't need any more than that. I don't need to start a real estate business. I just a house would be nice. Four more years, it'll be 2030. Don't remind me, man. I'll be in my 30s. I'll be by 2030. I will be 32 or 33 years old. You know what's crazy is you know what's insane is getting to an age like this and then realizing I am no longer in an age, like, not that I would have ever probably done it, but I'm now at an age where I could not get into any sort of high-end level sports. Like, I could still get into sports, but I would never get to a level where I can go pro. Like, I've actually gotten to an age now, just 28. I'm not even that old. It's not an age where you really get into, like, high-level sports. Because most of these fucking kids, or not kids, most of the people in FIFA / World Cup are like 21, 22. There's some young motherfuckers in there. I've had that thought so many times as well. So I'm not alone in that. Like, it's like, oh, well, there goes that. Well, there goes that. Not that I was ever going to. Like, I don't think I could ever get to that level. I feel like to get to those levels, you have to be, like, really, like, conditioned and playing those sports and practicing and whatnot for a really long time. I'm gonna start bawling at 30 years old. Gonna be dunking on them kids. Watch me. All right, Lap. Okay. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. I'll be here. You released a game, something many games devs never achieved. Maybe it's just a case of like once you achieve something, you don't view it as like that big of like a thing yet. It's that always that once you reach a certain point, you always want to go above it, I guess. I just don't see it as like it. Yeah, it was a challenge, but I don't know. Now we got to get on to the second game. I only have one game released. And then I'm going to release the second game. And I only have 2 games released. Listen, we got to keep going up. We got to make another release. And then another one. And then another one. How long did it take for Street Fighter to get an early access release? 8 months or so? 8 to 9 months? And then early access to 1.0, probably 4 to 5 years. It just took a really long time because I'm slow. Level design was a big like momentum killer for me because it's just such a big challenge for me to get into it. And then on top of that, I had to start doing contract work because the game wasn't making enough. Which is my own fault for taking so long. And not focusing. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. Do I still do contract work? No, I do not. I've been full-time on this since the 1.0 release. Do I like sloths? Well, I'm a sloth myself. Australian football is extremely hardcore athletically, and I think the average retirement age of players is like 30 to 35. Damn, dude. Yeah, let's see. I think ideally, I would like to work on a really small, tiny, whatever fucking game before releasing this project. Because I think this one's going to take a little while. I don't think it's going to be until next year, like beginning of next year, where we actually have something that we're ready to like release. I think we'll be able to get a trailer out this year. I think trailer is definitely doable. Steam page, but game release, don't know if it'll happen this year. What kind of contract work? I was doing some VR game dev stuff. Way back, I was doing some graphic design stuff too. Like making 3D scenes for streamers. A few times. I only did that a couple times. And then I also did a little bit of like ArcViz / industrial stuff, industrial visualization stuff. A lot of like just whatever stuff, like visualization stuff for like presentations, so companies could do like presentations or whatever. Work. It's not like, I hope I don't ever have to go back to that kind of work. Do I have a degree? No, I do not. I got my high school degree. Does that count? Just make an idle game like everyone else? I thought about it. I was talking about super for hire kind of contract? Oh. No, not that kind of contract work. Not that kind of contract work. Yeah, I do not have a thing. Okay, cabin explosion sequence. Okay, so from here, we want to inverse the cabin manager. Oh, we can actually start them instantly. We can just set the timer for the cabin explosion sequence. And then, yeah. How long do I expect to live from Sewer for Hire? Live? I don't know. I guess it depends on how well the DLC does. We'll see how well the DLC does. But we definitely do need to get like our next game, you know, running within the next like year or two. 2 years is max, I would say, but within the next year, next 12 months, we should have something out. Or 2 things out. I don't know, whatever. Whatever it could be. So we can actually start the timer and then calculate where this is based on the index. How long do I expect to live? Well... So we could do cabin sequence. No. Set timer by... technically I would set timer by... Can I not do this with an event? I should be able to. Yes. Great. Then from here we'll do a map range clamped. So 0 to 6. So this will be 6 seconds, and this will be 0 seconds. So it'll begin the timer immediately for the back side. Do 7. I don't think we have. I don't think we're gonna have that many cabins or cars. So this should be fine. Explosion sequence. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. This might be a bit too long, actually. 6 seconds. Let's do 3 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Let's do 3 seconds. Okay. Let's see how this is gonna look. Okay, all right. Explosion sequence. Let's just do this as a do once, so it doesn't get called more than once. All right. This should, I don't know if this will work in multiplayer, but we'll see. So... So we'll do 2 seconds for the timer for restarting. But then let's do explosion. Let's do 3 seconds. Do 2 seconds. Yeah, I think 2 seconds is fine. Here, Bob. What game are you making? It's a co-op survival horror kind of game. Friend slop type of vibe. Basically, all the players are operators or employees on a train, and they have to keep the train running while surviving from the passengers. Okay, let's see if the explosion works. This might take a bit. I should probably have a debug button to deal damage to the train. That'd make my life a bit easier. Never played this genre? Can I be real with you, Bob? I have yet to play a friend slap game myself. I've only experienced a lot of friend slap games through YouTubers and streamers. And I just loved seeing how, like, I just had so many moments where I laughed at it. So honestly, what I'm hoping from this game is that I could make this game and then watch a bunch of YouTubers play it and then laugh, and then that's my only goal. is to watch them laugh and enjoy it while they're playing it. What does the character look like? They look like this. Sausage. Where are we at on the train integrity? We got a long way to go. Where are we at? Okay, we're like 25% of the way there. I just want to make sure I don't speed up time too much so that I can kind of see what's going on. Okay, all right, here we go. We're almost there. Train's gonna explode. I hope it's not too loud. It might be. Wait, hold on. I gotta see the outside. Oh, shit. Well, that was really anticlimactic. I was expecting it to be a little bit more... I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more... climactic. It wasn't very... It was kind of anticlimactic. Let's do 8 seconds. And then maybe for this timer we could do 0.3 with a 0.1 as the minimum. Maybe the explosions need to be larger. And maybe the attenuation needs to be larger as well. I don't know how far the sound effect is for this thing. 5,000 fall off distance? It'd be really cool. What we should do, ideally, is we make this fall off much larger, but we do like a big bassy sound from a distance. What do you think if you could draw your own face? There are some friend stuff that lets you draw your own face. It would be funny. I don't know how we would go about doing it, but we got to figure it out. Did you do the quest in OS yet? The quest in OS? Wait, what do you mean, Jay? Oh, old school. No, I didn't. So if you ever want to do that together, we can. I literally have not done it. I've just been sailing. so I can try to do that medium glue scroll because I got to get to 45 sailing. Do I make my own Niagara effects? I don't make a lot of my own effects. I buy effects from the marketplace and then I kind of modify them. I haven't done shit, but I kind of want to try Yama, Doom, and the new shit. Kind of getting that itch. I am getting, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to do a few runs of TOA again. Kind of get back into that. TOA was pretty fun. I want to see what the new changes are like. Do a few raids, 250. I'm back. How long are the ads, Bob, on YouTube? How long are they? Apparently it's a lot better. I'm down to raid for sure. Yeah, it could be fun. Could be fun. It's just chill, man. With all the games I play that are so stressful, like Deadlock and stuff, sometimes I just want to play a game like RuneScape and just click on shit. You know what I mean? Be clicking over here and there. What's this, y'all? Is this the, like, I mean, yeah, the runtime vertex painting stuff? Yeah, yeah. I'm going to assume this is probably what, they probably use something very similar to this for Mecha Chameleon. Dude, I hate when they do shit like this though, man. Personal, $49. Professional, $350. Come on, bro. Did you see the Mecha Chameleon clone? I did. Did it release? It literally looks like a carbon copy. I hope nobody buys it. Because, like, come on. Come on. Wait, it did release. I think it did release. Because I think it was in popular upcoming, wasn't it? What was it called? In other news, releasing my new game Mega Chameleon in 2 days. Oh my god. Yeah, add a flat plate. You can add the texture to the plate. And then put it on the player. The face would just be like the UVs stuff and then a render target. The thing is like replicating that. I don't know how to replicate that. So sending it across the server. Back during the OG OSRS, like 17 years ago, I did 1 month of wood cutting to 99 just watching shows and shit. What the hell? What the hell? How's this game doing, by the way? Welcome to the game 3. EA Sports College Football 27. Mostly negative. Only 1 month? That's pretty fast for wood cutting. Yeah, what the hell did you do? 17 years ago? 17 years ago? What were you doing? Like fucking cutting yew trees? I don't think redwood was out at that time or whatever the tree was at the time. The big one, the big tree. You wouldn't really send the texture data itself. You would just send the inputs, like where the cursor is and what mode the paintbrush is in and what color. So actually, funny enough, that's what we did for the cleaning the windows in this game. We have a struct of grid points, and those grid points just replicate. It's like a rep notify or whatever. Kind of similar to what we do there, I guess. All right, I was looking at the explosion because I think it would be kind of fun to have a explosion sound for far distance stuff. Let me see if I can find a sound pack for that though. I think Explosion sound in a distance. Hold, please hold. Please hold. Looking into this. Destruction? Maybe destruction could be a good sound. Nope, nope, never mind. Apparently not. Nope, 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 nope. That's nope, nope. Search. Explosion. These ants are driving me nuts. We need a train around task where you have to get rid of ants. Brother, we already got the rat infestation. What do you... Tiny ants? No, you're good, Bob. How does the game work? Is it like a repo-like? So you spawn in your main train, and then you go on routes, basically. And in between the routes, you get at a station where you can sell or buy items. But then within the route, you have to run through the different train cars, finding items to feed to the generator. And there's a fuel quota. So you basically have to put enough fuel in. And you get 3 chances to do that. Then the second thing is you have to keep the health of the train up. And that means like repairing things that break. So it's like the power goes out, some gears can break, etc., etc. All right. Anime explosion. I gotta find a distant explosion sound. Guys, I'm not finding anything. Maybe I gotta look through my other sound packs. My mouse like dying periodically? Or is it just my hand? Maybe the Sonus pack has some explosion sounds. I swear I used to have some like distant explosion sounds. Not that one. That ain't the one. Don't I have like distant sounds, man? Yeah, let me just look through my entire sound effects folder, see what it comes up with. It was like 8 to 10 hours a day. Alex, for real? Motherfucker was doing a whole ass job. Cutting them trees down. You must have watched quite a few shows during that period. Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, all of them. 3 times. Just use your mouth. I could. There are some distant sounds, like distorted. We could use those. Oh my god. Oh, deep sub rumble. Okay, I got a bunch of sounds that we could potentially use here. Okay. I think I know what I'm going to use, which is literally the one I was looking at earlier. Okay, so, and that was, which one was it? This one. Distant explosion distorted. Audacity. Love RuneScape? Yup, that's when there's too many motherfuckers in one spot. Too many people in one spot. Don't worry about it, Bob. I got it. I got it. I got it. Appreciate that, though. All right, we got a bunch of stuff here. We're going to export selected audio. Distant explosion underscore 01. Okay. So this is interesting. There's like a... It's like doubled up. Okay, maybe we can hear the sound effects. I know. Hold on. I'll just export them and then put them in the game and then we'll experience it together. Port. Played a bit of OSRS again and was building a ranged pure, but it's a bit a pain to level range since I can't do Apatol. Man, there was a moment in time where I really wanted to get into PKing, and then I didn't. I feel like it's just, there's just too much. It's too much, man. There's like people that are way too, like... I feel like people are way too good. It's just, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where it's you see people doing it and you're like, damn, that's cool. And then you try to get into it and you're like, wait, never mind. Never mind. Like counter PKing, like counter PKing at Rev Cave, like with like Vengeance and like an AGS or whatever. But I don't know. One time I was counter PKing and I nearly lost my D claws because I was being stupid. The guy was baiting me at it's the single combat Wildy boss that has a sword and dogs come out and shit. I forgot his name. The guy was clearly baiting me. And I was stupid. Nearly died. Nearly lost everything. But I was smart because I let myself die. All right. We got ourselves our explosions. Explosion. I have never done this before, so it's going to be interesting to actually create an audio setup that is based on distance from the sound. I've never done that before, so this is going to be a first. This is going to be a first. Okay, so what is it? Crossfade by distance? Crossfade by distance. Okay, so eating fried pigeon. Want some? I've never eaten it before. I'm sure it tastes like chicken, right? Is that what it would taste like? Fade in distance start, fade in end. Fade out distance start. I guess. What kind of games did I play as a kid? Did I have a console? Nintendo 64. A lot of Nintendo 64 games. Donkey Kong, Super Mario, Mario Kart. And then a lot of my computer days were like Star Wars. Some of my early age tears were getting baited into wilderness and losing it all. I don't think I ever got baited, but I think someone did try to get my password. I think that happened to me, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so fade out distance start. I guess we could do 4,000 to 6,000. I got killed by the jail guard and drainer and didn't know how to get back to my stuff. Oh my god, the one that's outside of the one for the Al Kharid quest. Oh yeah, yeah. The one that has a mace. Yep. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Fade in distance start. Fade in distance end. 6,000. I'm assuming that's how this works. All right. So that means we want to increase the attenuation radius of the explosion to like 9,000, and then maybe increase the inner radius. All right, now we should hear the explosions from a distance. Let's also, to make this happen a little faster, is it in the game state where we have cheats? Yes. I'm going to make a thing to damage the train. That way we can speed this up. Okay, damage train. There we go. Hell yeah. Probably cried over like 10k, probably less. Okay, to be fair, dude, dying in RuneScape back when it was like RuneScape 2, dying was so much more like impactful because I think everybody could see that there was the grave there, and if I remember correctly, it would expire and then anybody gained access to that grave, like anything that was in there. So if you died to like a chicken, like the evil chicken back then, I'm pretty sure if you didn't get back there in time, that shit was gone, brother. Oh man, I was expecting the... Okay. I was expecting the sound of the explosions to be occurring like... So maybe we do this. 2,000, 3,000 to 5,000, 2,000 to 4,000, 2,000 to 3,000? Or 1,500 to 3,000. That might be good. Yeah. Okay, turn off the music. creating 50 accounts to do the security stronghold run and cash in 10k. Oh my god. Dude, I was hoping we would hear the rumbling. I don't think this is fade in distance. The fade in distance at which to start hearing this sound. Am I doing this properly? Crossfade by distance, right? The distance at which this sound starts fading out. The distance at which this sound is no longer audible. Do I have to put some numbers in here? Um, 3,000, I guess? I don't know. Hold on, let's test this out real quick. I should be able to turn on runtime audio. Where is that at? Here you go. Wait, what? I'm not hearing the rumble. Fade in distance start, fade in distance end. What the hell? Dude, I don't know how to do this crossfade. The fade in distance at which to start hearing the sound. Okay. Distance at which the sound has faded in completely. Maybe I did this wrong. It's the inverse of this, right? The distance at which this sound starts fading out. I don't know. 8,000 to 9,000, I guess? It's really loud. Oh. Wait, okay, I got it, okay. All right, okay, all right. I kind of want to increase the volume of this. This one, it's kind of loud, so we can keep it low, but... Okay. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Dude, I wish... I kind of want to hear it, like, a lot farther away. I feel like it'd be so cool hearing it from so much farther away. Need to charge my PC. Godspeed, Bob. Godspeed. Godspeed. Thanks for dropping by. Let's do 1500 so you can like really hear it from a distance. So fade out distance starts. Let's do 1200 to what did we say? 1500? 1500. 15 1 2 3. Okay, that was the problem. Okay. Let's see if this works now. I kind of want to hear it from a distance. Okay. Let's do 2000 to 3500 for the fade in, and then fade in distance start 1250 to 3000. Sure. Let's see if that sounds good. I think we should do like a really intense camera shake as well. Wait, why did it start so early at the front though? What the? If the array index is 0, it should be 5 seconds. Maybe this needs to be longer. This whole sequence maybe needs to be longer. So 0 would be 8 seconds. Okay. Sure. Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. Sure. All right. Yeah, I kind of want it to be like a chain reaction. Okay. All right. Let's spawn some camera shake. Inner radius. Okay, so camera shake, explode camera shake, epicenter is the location. Inner radius we'll say is 1,000. Outer radius we'll say is actually 15,000. Fall off. Orient shake towards the epicenter. Sure. I'm curious if that's gonna work. Make the explosion throw you to space. I do have to change the... I do have to fix some of the impulse. Okay, let's try it while we're inside. What does it sound like when it's inside? When we're inside the front train? Should I guess we shouldn't go too crazy with... the camera shake, huh? Shouldn't go too crazy with it. That's kind of fun, though. We're gonna need better explosion particle effects for sure. Okay, what I'm curious now, though, is can we see that happening? Does this car not have a ladder to go to... Oh, great. I was hoping we can kind of see this stuff happening, but I guess not. It sounds pretty cool in the tunnels. Hearing the explosions going off. I was thinking about that, Curse, like a whole sirens, all of the lights go red and shit. All of the power goes out. This is looking cool though. It is pretty neat. Like maybe all of the power goes out in every single car. I don't actually know if I can force that to happen. I probably could. Set electronics state. Okay, we could actually do this. Yeah, I actually could do this. But this would only set the electronic state in the one car. Okay, so what we should do is in here, set the electronic state here. This technically happens on the server and also the clients. So this should replicate. Oh no, don't think it does actually. This might not be replicated. Okay, well, might have to look into that. Whoa! Oops. Oops. I want to see the top this car has ladder. Great, it doesn't go to the top, but we can get the perspective of this from the side. The only thing I don't like is you don't really see the train blowing up. You know what I mean? You only see just the explosions going off. Which is kind of boring. And I don't really know how we could go about doing that. Game seems cool. When do I get to run a train on the bad guy? I don't know if that's on the docket. What is that? Oh, that's the, oh, that's the, oh, oops. The way the train is set up, it looks like one of those small pickups with a huge ass fifth wheel trailer. Okay, this is cool. At least as a beginning stage. And then in the future we'll have like a siren going off and like all that kind of stuff. I think we could do that for sure. Cool. I think we could do like a very cool, like new explosion effect. Right now I'm just using the default Unreal one. I think what we could do is maybe make it so the explosion lasts a lot longer. That could make it seem more like it's getting more blown up, I guess. I think it's kind of cool not seeing what's coming but hearing it and knowing what's coming. Makes it more creepy. I do want to make it so if you die from the explosion, your entire screen cuts out instead of you like seeing just the like your character dying and stuff. Like I think that would make it kind of cool, is like we just do a cut to black entirely. Oh shit, I did it without starting the match. Apparently this is possible. It shouldn't be, but it is. Oh, whoops. I think it sounds so cool when you're in the tunnel, though. And hearing it from a distance, I think it's great. This also means that any explosion can be heard from a distance now, though. Hopefully all the in-game music is elevator music. I don't know how we're gonna do music just yet. Still trying to figure out all that stuff. Okay, this is cool. It adds an additional thing to the whole explosion thing. We do need the UI associated with it. That's like, the train blew up. To kind of explain stuff. Did you figure out what was causing the out-of-order train cars? Yeah, I think. So the biggest problem was that we were asynchronously loading all of the cars. However, that did not mean that the cabin manager, basically every train car has an actor associated with it that manages like the power going out, all this kind of stuff, right? The levels, I think some of them would load quicker than the manager actor was loading. So the manager ended up loading after another car level loaded in. So we ended up just delaying it. So here, I'll even show you. Some of the cars load in, they basically load in every second or every 0.5 seconds now. So there's a delay between every level loading in. It's not like 100% fix, but it fixes it for now. It's not like the best fix. We have to wait until the cabin manager loads and begin play and all that kind of stuff before we do a timer, because like that's not a 100% fix, but whatever. It works for now. But I think that's my thesis of what was going on. That's my thesis. Anyways, cool. The train exploding is fun. It's got a fun effect. The distant explosion sound, I think, is great. It's got a nice distorted feel to it. Cool. And then we can show some sort of UI with a summary of what happened, and then showing you failed your shift or whatever. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go eat something. Good stream. I'll probably work on some of the UI off stream, actually, because I do kind of want to get some of that out of the way, so I'll probably do like a quick little block out of the UI. And then, yeah. Yeah. Oof. Anyways, I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm going out tomorrow, so won't be able to do an extra stream tomorrow. Maybe Sunday, but definitely Monday. So I'll see you on Monday. Wait, what day is it on Monday? The 20th. Dude, how is it almost the end of July? Stop. We need time to slow down. It needs to stop. Stop it. Stop. Okay. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, all right? Peace out. Much love. Stay safe. Whatever that means. Yep. Okay, goodbye.